Hello friends, in the previous video we have already seen the different types of companies. Today I am going to cover the three different types of companies as per the other classification of companies, and that is, we have already seen companies on the basis of mode of formation, on the basis of number of members and other kinds of companies. We have already covered statutory company and registered companies, and also public and private company, and in other forms of companies we have covered dormant company, small company, sick company and associate company. Now today I am going to cover the three important types of company, and that is one person company, charitable company and listed companies. One person company, basically the short form of this company known as an OPC, that is one person company. As per section 2 subsection 62, a one person company is a company which has only one person as member. It means in a company there is only one member and he is the owner as well as the director of that company, and he is also a shareholder of that company. So whenever such person incorporates such type of company, then this company will be considered as an OPC, that is one person company. It is private limited company and it has to fulfill and comply with all the formalities of private company unless otherwise specified in the act or rules. Only a natural person will be in a position to incorporate a one person company. In other words, a company or foreign company or government company cannot incorporate a one person company. One person company will be beneficial form as people may be unwilling to become director of a particular company. One person company is definitely better business form of organization than the sole proprietorship, because the liability of the member is limited to the extent of his capital in the company. Such companies have been given certain relaxations under the Act. Such OPC, that is one person company, can have one or more directors. They are likely to get the liberty to have fewer disclosure. Moreover, there is no need to hold the general meeting, including annual general meeting. Even provisions relating to voting, poll, proxy, quorum, etc. relating to general meeting are not applicable to one person company. One person can have all the advantages of a private limited company. To enjoy the status of one person company, it will not be possible to increase the number of members. Provisions are not clear in the Act with regard to formalities and procedure for converting one person company into private company. The basic disadvantage of one person company is that there is limited capital and raising capacity, as there is a restriction on number of members. This implies that it can accept deposits also from one member. Now the next form of company that today I am going to discuss is charitable company, and very well these companies are known as an Section 8 companies. I repeat, all charitable companies are generally considered as an Section 8 companies because Section 8 of the Companies Act provides for formation of charitable companies with the object they are called as Section 8 companies. Charitable companies can be incorporated even for the purpose of sports, education, research, protection of environment, etc. Charitable companies may have private or public. Such companies should have charitable objects and intention to use its profit in promoting the charitable object of the company. Such companies will not make the payment of any dividend to its members. Central government has got authority to grant a license for incorporating a charitable company. Charitable companies can be converted in any other form of companies. Even a charitable company's private limited or public limited company can get itself converted to a charitable company if it is proved that the satisfaction of the central government that it is formed with the charitable objects. Such companies will have certain tax benefits under the Income Tax Act. Moreover, they can also enjoy privileges of limited company. Charitable companies can be amalgamated only with the charitable companies. However, other companies should have objects similar to objects of the company. And here it is to be noted that charitable companies cannot alter memorandum or articles without obtaining approval from the central government. The license of charitable companies can be revoked by central government under the following circumstances. If it is contravenes the provisions of the section 8, if it violates the conditions subject to which license is issued, and the third condition is if the affairs of the company are conducted fraudulently or by violating objects of the company. It means that any private company or public limited company can be easily converted into a charitable company, but the condition is that the company should satisfy the object of charitable in nature. Now the last part, that is listed companies. Listed companies definition is given in section 2 subsection 52, that is listed company means a company which has any of its securities listed on any recognized stock exchange. It means any company one who is listing its shares in a recognized stock exchange like Bombay Stock Exchange or Mumbai Stock Exchange. There are so many different stock exchanges are available in India, like Madras Stock Exchange, Pune Stock Exchange. So whenever company registered themselves and they are listing their shares in the different stock exchanges which are recognized by the Security Exchange Board of India, then such companies are considered as an listed companies. A public limited company may be listed or unlisted company. When company has issued shares to the public and whose shares are listed in one or more recognized stock exchanges, it is called listed company. On the other side, when company has not invited public to take its shares, it is referred as unlisted company. The company has not invited public to take its shares. Therefore, these companies are considered as an unlisted companies. The listed companies will have to follow the SEBI. SEBI means Security Exchange Board of India's guidelines and the provisions of the Companies Act. Public company which is not listed is not under the obligation to follow the Security Exchange Board of India's guidelines. Now the question comes, what is SEBI? SEBI is an institution which is being established by the Act of Parliament for the purpose of monitoring and safeguarding the interest of the investors. So these were the three companies which we have left in the previous lecture. If you have any sort of query, please comment in the Google Classroom, as well as you can comment in the video that is on YouTube also. You can call or you can WhatsApp me, or you can just post your queries on the Telegram group also. Thank you.